Thank you for clicking on the video. Welcome back to the channel. This is another review for Grotesquerie season 1. We're gonna do. I'm gonna just be combining these reviews in two, just because that's how they giving it to us, 2 episodes at a time. And I really hate when they give it to us like that because I feel like they didn't have faith in it. Y'all didn't have faith in us to come back week to week. So y'all just throwing it at us 2 at a time. It's not really a treat. It really, for me, I feel like it's a bad sign, like that. Maybe they're not coming back for a second season. I don't know. These 2 episodes mainly mainly episode 3. Let's get into it. This is episode 3. We're going to get into episode 3 and roll on into 4. But this one is episode 3, The Bender. So Lois is helping her daughter with her, audition tape. She wants to get on that reality show. Kind of like My 600-Pound Life. Something like that. Very similar to that. I don't know if it's some type of competition show or what. But her daughter's trying to... and what's her daughter's name? Myra? I want to say it's Myra. Anyway, Lois keeps interrupting. She trying to add her 2 cents, because daughter is really laying it on thick as if she's had such a hard life, and she's just really trying to play on the emotions of, I guess, whoever will be seeing this audition tape. So she kicks her out. Get on out. You're not being helpful. Please go. Lois, she says she got to go cook up. And I don't know, was it turkey duck? I'm confused. Anyway, she going to cook up this big old turkey dinner for her, dressing and all. There's a catch, though. After I cook you this elaborate meal, because I guess this is something she's been talking about, don't give me any more shit about my drinking. And I'll, in exchange, I'll help you get to where you need to get to, weight-wise. I'll help you get, I guess, big as hell. Excuse me? This whole interaction was just, what are we doing? But it was just showing the gluttony of it all. She goes in there, starts cooking and everything. Her daughter, she want to watch. It was very, like, pornographic, like, she want to sit and watch. It's very unhealthy. I wasn't here for that. It was gluttony. She goes through it step by step. Like, she literally, cuts the turkey's head off. Like, she really, she does a lot. It's very, it's very graphic. If you don't, like to see that sort of thing. And I don't want to see no butchering. Please. They sit down and have dinner. Her daughter wants to hear the story. Tell me how you and Dad met again. And of course, while she's telling the story, we're seeing it. They met at a restaurant that she worked at. He would come in there all the time with his students. And he would stay afterwards and, talk to her. And she was also a student at the school he worked at. But she didn't want to be a lawyer like her dad wanted her to. She wants to, her aspirations were, the schoolhouse, sorry. Her aspirations were, being a detective. And so we see their romance over the years. They're reminiscing on the past, and it brings her to this note. Be careful, guard your heart, love is survival, blah, blah, blah. Her daughter basically, like, in more ways than one, asks her, like, do you love me? And she flat out says some days, and even when she can't, like, she wants to. So there's another layer to her. Something is up with Lois. But anyway, her daughter, just basically is like, please stop drinking. And she gonna say, stop eating. They back to square one. Lois, she in the kitchen and she hears something. So, of course, she grabs her gun and walks out there until she sees that shadow. She starts shooting again. Of course, she's dreaming. Her phone rings. It's the job. They done found, another body, or more bodies, I should say. When she pulls up, she drunk as hell still. Because I guess she ain't even got into a good slumber. She's still in a drunken haze a little bit. But she's on the scene. She's on the scene. And there's this body in the middle of the floor. It's a body that's been sewn together and it has a goat head. Of course, everybody got to be standing at the crime scene. I'm like, get to work. Chop, chop. Get to investigating what's going down. Y'all just standing around. What good? What good are you? If you're not going to come down here and be a first responder and do your job. Everybody just be standing around. I guess they waiting on her. I don't know. But, the head officer, I don't know who he is. But anyway, he comes up. He can smell the vodka on her. Why don't you sit this one out? Why don't you go on home, sleep it off? Like, we got this. She insists on staying. And she can't believe, and she's trying to figure out why where everybody's standing around anyway, especially him. You don't even know who this is. You don't even know, like, right off the bat. See, because you don't pay attention to the victims like I do. You don't pay attention to the blacks, to the marginalized, to the working girls, because all of them were working girls. To remember details about their cases, tattoos, piercings, that sort of thing. How can you not know? She has a whole I wouldn't say it's a meltdown. See, I shouldn't say that. She's very passionate, and she gives them a whole monologue about how he don't know the community, and then she starts throwing out her orders. You go do this and you go do that, and she gonna take her drunk ass on. Sorry for the outburst. No, I'm not fucking sorry. Y'all needed to hear that. Anyway, Lois, she and what's the girl name? Sister Megan. They are talking with the rest of the task force about the case. Megan, she shares her spiritual guidance. She has expertise in this. She shares that with the group. Lois is very loudly amen and everything, like, and tell them what else. Yep. And that's right. I'm like, why is she being so extra? Anyway, she adds a new take on it. She thinks that it's like a coroner, some sort of medic, somebody with medical experience. They know their way around the human anatomy. And on top of that, they know her because they messing with her. Her wheels are turning. She remembering details, and all of this is kind of making her like unhinged, in my opinion. She's starting to, I don't know if it's the liquors or what, just that detail alone brings that, suspicion. It's like she been doing a whole lot of drinking. So is this really like a drunken haze? Like now we're crossing between what's reality and what's not. What's in her mind. Anyway, the priest, he meeting with the other clergymen. They want to put a pause on the paper. It's a bit much. The priest disagrees, of course. He thinks the paper is profitable. Attendance is up. Donations are up. Listen, we're not going to stop publishing. We actually should publish more. The other clergymen, they after hearing, it's money, we making money. Oh, okay, well, now they're going to come around to the idea. The priest, he drives his point home. He going to get up, he do a little sermon, a little lightweight sermon about how the murders are fables, and then he starts going through scripture, and it's very radical, unhinged. My suspicions are high with him, Megan, and Lois at this point. Anyway, the bishops say, okay, keep going, but a little less relish, a little less, little, you know, we're not going to act like we like all of this. Little less of that. The priest going to say no. Because if the church doesn't modernize, you know, like, I don't know what to tell you. Y'all got to come up with the times we got. It's got to be gruesome and graphic. And he think the church need an OnlyFans account. I said, not OnlyFans. He said he need the OnlyFans account for the God-fearing. Anyway, Sister Megan, she's busy writing. And at the same time, we see the priest twirling around in the sanctuary listening to Ave Maria. He get a call from Megan. You know, she want to add a few details, you know, that might be a little bit much. And she needs to make sure that she ain't going to get fired for doing so. And she shares, you know, a little bit what she has so far. His only question is, are there any suspects? And she shares Lois's theory about it being some medical expert, somebody, you know, in the medical profession, in you know, in the New York City area who, he tells her about this. Excuse me. He tells her about, skipped around in my note. He tells her about this medical professional in New York that they were, you know, investigating for some murders of men in the gay community. And he want a hard copy. He want a hard copy of her paper in an hour. So he wants her to, you know, go forward with the story, and tells her she's doing God's work. And then he gets off the phone. Sister Megan, she takes her rough draft to the priest, and she get to his room and he only in a towel. I say, sexual harassment. Why are you in a towel? She gonna ask why he had her deliver it. You know, like, I could have just emailed it. So he done had her come down there. He say he like looking at her face. You know, it lifts his spirits. He gonna ask her to dry his back. And he hands her this towel. So, and he's, you know, shirtless, so he's not afraid of her seeing the welts on his back and all of that. And she gonna spit on the rag. I said, this is a kink. We're witnessing kink right now. Cause they were just really, you know, getting off on this whole entire awkward, weird interaction. And she dries his back, and you know, the two of them like get real kinky. She put her fingers in his mouth and kissing all on his neck, and then he just gonna shout, "No!" Of course, she jumped back, and then he gonna quote some scripture. She run out. Then when she's out there, she starts foaming at the mouth and convulsing down the hallway. I said, "Is she possessed? What is going on?" I was completely confused. We really bounced around right there. Cause what? Anyway, Lois, she gets to the hospital. Nurse Red. She's in there in a panic, nursing a bed sore that's gotten infected. She blames everything on Lois. It's all her fault. Because all Lois does is sit over there and drink herself into a slumber when she there. She ain't no help. She don't turn them. She don't do nothing. Then Nurse Red, she demands that she, get over here and help me with your husband. So she steps in. She over there getting nauseous, like she about to throw up and all of that. Because, Nurse Red is over there sewing up his wound. Lois, she says she can't believe that the nurse let this happen and all of that, so she blames the nurse. Of course, Nurse Red, it's all your fault because you don't do nothing. You sit around and do absolutely nothing. Nurse Red say it's time for us to talk, so she take her to the cafeteria to talk, and she hands her this folder with documents. Listen, girls, go on and sign it and give me power of attorney. Lois like, girl, are you okay? What? Power of attorney? No, absolutely not. Then she say, if you care about him, then you just need to let him go. And I also suggest 28. We got rehab here. Going to get in the 28-day program. Lois is looking at her like, are you crazy? She ain't going nowhere. The lady say, well, I can just get a court order. All she has to say is that Lois is unfit, you know, but she basically tries to blackmail her into signing. Lois shoves the paper off the desk, gets up, and walks out of there. Girl, fuck your power of attorney. You ain't getting my husband. On her way out, she walk outside, she sit down and have a cigarette. She looking in her bag. And somebody reaches in and lights a cigarette for her. It's Travis Kelce. And I say, okay, Travis, let's see what you got. Let's see what you got. And I liked him in this role. It was very natural. It didn't give celebrity guest appearance, you know, because sometimes that's what it gives. It didn't give that at all, you know. It gave paid actor and paid actor, you know. He flirting with her. And I thought, and I listen, I'm going to run with this. He is a hallucination for sure. He's a hallucination. Came out of nowhere. It's just weird the way he came into the scene. Anyway, she turns around like to admire some flowers that are outside. You know, it's just, everything's just white and looking bright and pure. It just, something is off. I really feel like, was she in a ditch somewhere? It just was weird. Anyway, cause she gonna get in this car with this flask, drinking while driving, all of that, you know, like, sure enough, she crashes the car. She wakes up handcuffed to a bed. She was arrested. And then Nurse Eddie walks up. The orderly that lit her cigarette. That's his name, Eddie. So Eddie Travis. Eddie Travis, he comes in, giving her food. One of the detectives is also there, because she's trying to make all of this go away for her, you know, but it ain't gonna be easy. She leaves, and Lois asks him, you know, use the cuff key in my bag to come on and set me free over here. He like, this is a crime. you cuffed to the bed because you're arrested. She tells him that, you know, she got to go get back to her case and all of that. And he thinks that it's an excuse for her to just get back to this flask. And she swindles him into getting the key and all of that. She needs his help to get out of there. She got a little crush on Eddie Travis, the mystery man that I feel like is a hallucination. He a figment of her imagination. I just really feel like that. Anyway, he helped her escape the hospital. They get into his red convertible Mustang and ride out. Child, something is up with Eddie Travis. I don't know. Y'all think he really there? Or is it just me trying to really, you know, give this story a little bit more depth? But yeah. I don't know about what's his name? Eddie Travis. Okay, let's move into episode 4, coordinates. So Lois is visiting her husband. While she's talking to him, Nurse Red, she outside listening, because, you know, Lois is in there drunk. She just drunk and running her mouth, and she just getting recorded for evidence. Like, keep recording. This is evidence. Lois is in there saying her goodbyes, as if she's planning on both of them passing away, like in recent, you know, in the coming days or something. And Nurse Red really is just like, this lady is a psycho. She is crazy. She's literally like standing behind her. Something's wrong with this bitch. No, oh no. Keep it rolling, because this is good. We're gonna need this. Right behind her, like Lois right here on the other side of the window. How you don't feel that lady standing over you? Anyway, because she that drunk. Anyway, the priest he now doing this. He got his OnlyFans. He got his spinning class going on the OnlyFans. Megan's back there getting all hot and bothered, watching and lusting after the priest. And he know it. He get out the shower. And she's standing in the shadows watching again. She has her final draft now. And he gonna look at it and say it's boring and it's lackluster. She can't run it. He thinks that slow hanging fruit. He really insults her. Insults her work. And then starts rubbing up against her, like teasing her and everything. And he tells her, I know you like to watch. And so, of course, he gonna tease some more, getting her all hot and bothered and moist and stuff. Then they both are just, it's odd. They both have a really like warped view of religion, you know. So they're both engaging in this, but trying to convince themselves that is God's work, or is it? I don't know. I'm confusion because they're weird. Anyway, he gonna get up, close the door. He quoting scripture again, you know. Now he got his dick in her face. He unbuttons her shirt, you know, drops his towel, and they proceed on, you know, to the boudoir. They had a sex. He say, we're sinners anyway. Just really two crazed religious folk trying to convince themselves that them having sex is okay, it's morally okay, they can do it. I mean, they're sinners anyway. Like, just in this, you know, psychological warfare. And it's just like, have the sex or don't have the sex. Either way, I mean, God ain't pleased with a lot of the shit I done seen y'all doing. Anyway, Lois, she runs into Eddie Travis in the hallway. He got on his regular clothes tonight. I don't know. Anyway, she offers, you know, let me bake you a cake for what you did, you know. And he said, let's go do something instead, you know. She like a date. Child, he took her to an AA meeting. She's sitting there on pins and needles. But he's also there, you know, so like he holds her hand, you know, kind of, you know, to calm her down. They leave and go to dinner. She can't wait to get to dinner, and she order her a little martini. That's good. He's a recovering alcoholic. See, y'all, he's something about Eddie Travis that is either divine or she's imagining him. But anyway, he's say here recovering alcoholic. He shares a little bit of his past with her, and tells her, you know, she hasn't lost her dignity, and you know, so don't lose it, because she really hasn't hit rock bottom. He takes her home. He's a complete gentleman, you know. She go inside. He don't try to go in. She says she about to make another drink, and she get on the line and she called Megan. Sister Megan, she gonna bring Lois to the church to talk to the priest. Megan, she acting kind of weird, like jumpy, like she's guilty because she done had the sex. She feeling bad about having the sex with the priest. Lois, she goes, you know, in the booth where the priest is, you know, waiting on her confession or whatever. And Lois, she knows something hellish is going on. It's darkness in the air. And is. She says, like God done locked up and left. The priest say, what if he did? What if he did? What if we already got the codes? We know the rules. Maybe that is his way of telling us we're on our own. We got it from here. We can do it from here. Anyway, Lois's daughter, she on the couch eating per usual. Lois come home and she tells her that she got that box with the symbols all over. She got it open and there was some coordinates inside. So, of course, you know, we're gonna go see what it's talking about. Eddie Travis, he at the house practicing Tai Chi, and his phone rings. It's Lois. She asks him, you know, to come by her house for coffee. Of course, he comes over. She got a job for him. He will be protecting her daughter, sitting with her daughter while she's out, you know, working this case. Her daughter already giving him attitude because she already know what it is. She know Lois and this man are sweet on one another. He not just security, you know. And she gonna flat out ask him, "Are y'all having an affair?" I mean, well, it's she about to start one. So maybe he is a real person, cause Myra is interacting with him, still, it could be a preacher's wife situation. Because couldn't the mother folks see Denzel? It wasn't no situation like he was, like nobody else could. It wasn't like the Sixth Sense where nobody else could see Bruce but this little boy. In Preacher's Wife, everybody could see Denzel. Stranger things to say. Stranger things have happened. Anyway, he gonna protect her while she at work. Lois and Sister Megan, they gonna go out there for a drive. Lois telling Megan all about the good times that Megan has ever they talking about good times. I'm like, what? They talking about good times because Megan ain't ever seen an episode of Good Times. Of course not. Because I guess in white households, they really not watching our shows, y'all. They really not. Like, I wonder if they watch Martin. I don't have white friends. Not to say that I wouldn't, I'm against it or something like that. I just, in my life, I have always only been in black spaces. My elementary, middle, high school, predominantly black. I went to an HBCU, predominantly black. So I've not been in many white spaces, so I don't know if they know Martin references and, you know, if they've seen Good Times and if somebody around them say, damn, will they know? Do they know James and Florida Evans? Michael Evans? Do we know? They don't know. They don't know. So she was just filling her in on a Good Times episode. Anyway, Megan, she starts singing. I say, sing, lady, because Megan had some vocals. She was hitting her note. She in love. This was a love song. First, I thought she was freestyling, but I don't know. Maybe it was a real song anyway. Because Lois, she joins in. Sing, Niecy. Niecy was hitting her note too. They both got issues with their men, you know, and they commiserate over it. They drive into the coordinates. Megan starts to feel like it's a trap. It's definitely a setup. She's getting nervous. When they get to the location, they get out and see this like big old what you call it when the ground just like implodes? What is it called? Sinkhole. They see this big old sinkhole that is on fire. It's like a fire pit. It's like hell has opened up. That's what it looked like, a big old portal. And I don't know where this man drives up telling them, you know, y'all need to get out of here. Y'all need to leave. And they got their gun on him because who are you? Just rolling up here. He say he's supposed to be out there keeping an eye on the sinkhole, making sure people keep away. She gonna ask him, you know, have you seen anybody out there? He says he's seen a pickup truck there, you know, a time or two. The sinkhole is a natural gas field. It's on a natural gas field. So that's the reason for the fire. They can't explain it, and he can't explain it either. On their way back, they run into an accident on the road, you know, which makes them have to turn around. It's almost like they stuck in this little whatever this little town is, so they're gonna have to spend the night. They're driving around and see car after car burned on the side of the road, and they end up at this gas station that's clearly abandoned. Because nobody's there, you know, for her to pay for her little gas. She leave the money on the counter and heads back outside. It's a stray dog running around. She follows the dog. And when she, you know, gets to the dog like runs off to the cross the street somewhere, and she runs into this man digging a hole. He say he making a fire line. You know, he tells her it's a little bit too late for y'all to be trying to turn back. It's really no way around it ain't no way around the fire. You have to go through it. And he gives her something, you know, some stuff, some necessities to, you know, prepare for the worst, you know, and driving through the fire. And Megan, she's in the car on the phone watching the priest on OnlyFans doing his spinning video. She about in there masturbating, honestly, because she just be lusting after this man. Anyway, when they driving back, Megan is like, this is all my fault. I done had sex, and now look. Now hell has opened up because she done had the sex. She feeling so convicted. She feeling so convicted, okay? They driving, and then they almost run into this lady who's in the road. I don't know if she's covered in dirt or blood, but she yelling, he's coming. He's coming. He's coming. Girl, who's coming? Until next time. Because, I mean, I don't know. They didn't say who. We didn't get who. Let me get out of here. I have plenty more videos to record today. And I'm going to try to upload. All of them, actually. No, we're going to have to spread this out. Because sometimes when I try to upload more than 2, maybe 3 max, it's going to take 48 hours for it to get up there. So, anyway, be sure to rate, comment, and subscribe to the channel. It's Call Me Busby, and I'll chat with you later. Peace and light.